Hello.
What's going on?
Today is October 11th, which
You
is,
sound confused.
I'm tired, which is National Coming Out Day, so we figured we would get on here and maybe tell a little bit of our stories. I guess I was fortunate because my story is very easy, very simple. I was dating this girl that I knew for a long time. Like, we had played middle school basketball together, and I had her over for sleepovers, and she had just been my friend for a long time. So I had been hanging out with her a lot during college, like a lot. Like
Undercover.
Yeah, undercover.
On the down low.
We were together, but my family didn't know that. So one day... Well, not even one day. My mom would say little remarks, and my sister would say little things, and I would keep denying it, like, no, that's not my girlfriend, I'm not gay, blah, blah, blah. So one day we were actually on the way to Piedmont Park, and my mom called me, and
It was Pride, wasn't it? Or no, it wasn't Pride?
No,
it was another time?
Pride.
Oh, my bad.
So we were on the way to Piedmont Park, and my mom called me, and she asked me again. She was like, do you... my ex back then have something going on, and I finally just blurted it out. I'm like, that's my girlfriend, I'm a lesbian. I mean, I can't remember like my exact words, but it was to that extent. Like, I was just so frustrated and over it, so I blurted it out and I told her. It really wasn't any big deal. She still was like, she still loved me. There was some time where she was still wanting me to be with a man, thinking it was a phase. I would hear that a lot, that it was a phase, but other than that, everything just went on like normal. And my dad, really the same thing. I guess my mom had actually told him. So when we were on our way to Missouri to visit our family, and it was just me and him, and it was very awkward because we had never talked about it yet. So we're just sitting there in silence, and probably like 20 minutes into our drive, he was like, he told me that he still loved me, and he was just like, life is basically a storybook. It's your story you're writing, and just know that whatever story you write, sometimes there's consequences, and that he loved me still, and it didn't matter, and he just wanted me to be happy. So. And my sister was just, I can't even remember how.
You told her first, probably, right?
I think I did, but
yeah.
I don't even remember because it was so just like, who cares, whatever. So, yeah, my family has always been very supportive, and I'm excited because we're going to Atlanta Pride this weekend, and it's the first year that my dad is coming.
And your brother-in-law.
Oh, and my brother-in-law, so my whole entire family's coming, and I've made everybody really cute shirts.
Not these.
So if you, well, yeah, but this is a shirt. So if you see us there, don't hesitate to say hello.
All right, my turn. The complicated one. So I knew that, I was attracted to girls my whole life. I had my first same-sex relationship when I was 18. It was definitely undercover. Nobody knew. I was very popular. I was very afraid of being outcasted, when I was in high school. So I just kind of did it on the DL. Through college, I did the same thing. The only people that really knew, I confided in like a couple of people. So whoever I was talking to or, messing around with, they knew, and close friends. Finally, throughout college, I came home one weekend and I asked my mom to go for a walk with me because I had something important to tell her. And it was very nerve-wracking because, I come from a very religious background. I was in church my whole life, like from baby, like every Sunday, twice Sunday, and, so forth. So I knew how the conversation probably was going to go, but I just needed to get it out because, it's just a big inner conflict. So I told her, and it went as expected. She told me that she still loved me, but she... guess she wouldn't see me in heaven. So it wasn't, to me, when I told you that story, they're like, oh my God. But at the same time, it was what I expected. I mean, I knew that that's what, our religion, what we believed in. So she also told me, you know, before I actually came all the way out and told everybody, that, you know, she would like me to seek pastoral counseling and, you know, still try to not give up on men. So I did exactly that. And in doing that, you know, me and Danielle, we've had this conversation many a times. I felt like I needed to, now looking back, I needed to go through that. I needed to do that to know that I couldn't just force myself to be with anybody if it wasn't natural or for me. So, in doing that, as y'all know, that y'all watched our videos, I did get married to a man. I went through some very dark times. I drank a lot. I did a lot of things that cover up the inner conflict that was going on in my life. It was very destructive. Thankfully, I was delivered out of that situation with other things. I can put people on blast, but you know, everything just lined up in the right time and for me to be where I needed to be. So then, after that, you know, she walks back into my life.
I never left.
Yeah, she never left. We were always there together. But, you know, I was, once again, I was confronted with the accepting, you know, what I really was. And so, you know, one day we're sitting down at her sister's house, and she just tells me straight up, she was like, you know, this ain't going to go any further unless you go tell your mom. So that was like so heartbreaking to me, because I was just like, you know, I don't know what I was thinking at the time. At the time, I really wouldn't, you know, I didn't know where it was going to go with us. But when she told me that, I was like, all right, I got a shot. But now I have to face the biggest giant that, you know, I was used to, you know, my dad wasn't around. So I was used to pleasing my mom. I wanted my mom to be happy about me, for me, you know. And so I knew that this was it. So I said, all right. I always really, you know, in the back of my mind too, that I never was going to come out all the way out unless there was somebody for me to come out with, because I felt like there was no need for me to say, hey, you know, I'm gay, and there was nobody there. What's the point? So I packed up the old red and went down to Warner Robins with all intentions of telling my mom, this is how it's going to be, this is who I'm going to be with, and this is it. I got down there. She hadn't seen me in a while. Long story short, attempt failed one. So on the way back, you know, she was at work. She didn't even know I had did it. And I was like, I got to do this. So I wrote the longest text ever. And, you know, I texted it before I even left. And for 2 hours, I just, like, wanted to press in, and it was killing me to press in. So finally, I just did it, and then I turned my phone off. And this is at, you know, the first time I told her, I was 23. I'm 29 now, so 27. That was 27. So I'm a late bloomer on the coming out. But, that morning I opened my phone back up. She told me she still loved me. You know, you know, it's my life pretty much, and as well that there's consequences for what we do. And, you know, that was it. Later on, you know, it was very, you know, I introduced my family to Danielle, and it wasn't really my family, but the next day my stepdad texted me, was like, hey, I'm glad you finally, you know, came out to be who you are. I'm proud of you for stepping up, putting your big girl panties on, you know. So that was good. And, you know, everybody else really didn't have a problem with it. Just one other family member. But other than that, you know, it was just her kind of getting used to seeing that what we had was real. So now, of course, as y'all know, our families were both there at the wedding. You know, I don't know. I know that they love and support me, and they do, that she does want me to be happy, my mom, and, you know, my family in general. And we've come a long way. But that was for me, I don't know how scared she was, but for me, it was very scary, because my family, I cared a lot, and I'm not saying that she didn't care a lot about her family, but that was family was a big priority to me, and I just did not want to, I don't know, I was scared of what could possibly happen. But at the same time, after going through what I went through, I knew that I had to live for me. I had already lived for everybody else, and it was my time. So